Hello, how are you? So I recently had a longtime client comment on one of my videos, and she was like, "I feel like I've been kicked out of this collective, and I want back in." Two things, okay? First of all, if you suddenly stop resonating with a particular reader, it just means that person has taught you everything you need to know, and it's time to move on. It's actually showing that you're growing. That's a good thing. A little bittersweet, maybe, if you love a particular reader or guru or whatever. But it just means it's time. It's time to go. Okay. Um, two things. So the second thing there, that's also a call out to me. So when Billy and I first got married, I had like massive identity crisis. One, because my business collapsed, I had a miscarriage, et cetera, et cetera. There was a lot of trauma involved, and our marriage severely suffered in the beginning. But the other thing too is I was thinking back about like what could I tell Brie back then who got the man she wanted, right? She literally got married to her twin flame. And for those of you who maybe didn't marry your twin flame, but you're also past the romance part of it and you're like, what else? Like what am I exactly supposed to be doing? Like I've healed my love wounds and I'm ready for the next thing. Like what is it? This is it. Astrology, okay? So I'm going to start this. I know I've been saying like I'm going to start the series. I'm going to start the series. We're actually starting it now. Okay. So, let's dive in. I know this was a long intro, minute and 30 seconds. Jesus Christ, ADHD. So we're going to do a little intro. All right. I want to talk about the birth chart. Okay. Now, here's the other thing with that full moon that just happened. For anybody else who was a Pisces rising, we were supposed to get some sort of change in our mindset or our belief system. And for me, I definitely did. I had this moment where I realized how little power we have over the cosmic transits that happen. Because I finally figured out why I went through everything I went through. I figured out what transits happened. And I was like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. That particular transit makes perfect sense. And instead of feeling like, I finally figured it out, I found myself filled with feminine rage. That happened to me because I'm generally a good person and I didn't feel like I deserved it. I still don't. I'm still mad about it. And I was like, you know what? F the cosmos. Like, if this is all just another ploy for me to feel controlled by some entity that I can't be seen in the sky, took me right back to that feeling as a child, enmeshed in this cult Christianity. For those of you who don't know, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. My grandmother was very high up in the church. And so it was a lot. And I'm like, you know what? F it. Like, no. But then, like, almost at the same time, my guides kind of shoved this other thought in the front of my brain. Use astrology as self-defense against the transits. You're not powerless. You just have to use the information and then utilize other parts of your chart to defend yourself, you know? So that's what we're going to do here. This is the first lesson of what we're going to call cosmic self-defense. I may change the name later on. We'll see. But this is where we can learn astrology so that we can stop letting the cosmos beat our ass in broad daylight, okay? Because, yeah, we can help ourselves, all right? Your birth chart is not a personality quiz. It is not just, I'm a Pisces, so I cry near bodies of water. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm mysterious and emotionally armed. I'm a Gemini, so everyone thinks I'm lying even when I'm just explaining the lore. It's fun. Yeah, we love a little zodiac seasoning, but it's not the whole meal, okay? Your birth chart is so much more than your sun sign. Your birth chart is a snapshot of the sky at the exact moment you were born, okay? This is your blueprint for your life. And this is what we're not taught when it comes to astrology is everything you need to know about why you're here, how you make money, who you're going to marry, if you're going to have children. It's all there from the moment we're born, okay? It shows where every planet was what sign it was in, what house it landed in, and how those energies interact with each other. So, in plain English, your chart is your cosmic operating system. Okay. So, in addition to what I already mentioned, it shows where you naturally shine, where you emotionally retreat, how you communicate, how you love, how you fight, how you make money, like I said, how you sabotage yourself, how you grow, where life keeps applying pressure, and where your soul came here to develop actual backbone. Okay. And this is why astrology becomes powerful and not just a party trick. It not because it tells you you're doomed, okay? Because every astrologer who has ever looked at my chart was like, "Fuck," okay. But because it tells you, here's the pattern, babe, okay. And once you can see the pattern, you stop being dragged by it. My ADHDers, we are blessed. It is a blessing, okay. It is a gift for us because we are able to see patterns where the neurotypical people do not. Okay. So once we see the pattern, we can stop being dragged by it. So in this episode, we're going to talk about the big three. All right. Your sun, your moon, and your rising. When people first learn astrology, we figure out our sun sign, right? Those of us who were like 11 and 12 in the doctor's offices, checking out old Cosmo magazines, looking at our horoscopes, right? Your sun sign is based on your birthday. It represents your identity. It represents your vitality, your ego, your life force, and the part of you that is learning how to shine in the world. But your sun sign is literally probably the most negligible part of your chart, honestly. Okay. I know some astrologers are going to come at me for that, but that's literally how I feel about it. It's like meh. Okay. Your moon sign is very important. It represents your emotional world. How do we manifest? Emotions. It shows how we process our feelings, what makes us feel safe, what we need when we're overwhelmed, and what your inner child is probably doing in the corner with a juice box and unresolved memories. Okay. Your rising sign, in my opinion, the most important part of your chart. Okay. This is also called your ascendant, and it's literally the most important piece of your whole chart, in my opinion. There's lots of other important pieces that we will eventually go over, but really, really, really lean into your rising. Okay. When you watch a tarot video, when you watch an astrology video, there's a reason that we always tell y'all read or listen or watch for your rising sign first. It will always be the most accurate for you. Okay. So, your rising sign is the zodiac sign that was rising on the eastern horizon at the moment you were born. This is why your exact birth time matters. I know not everybody has their birth time. If at all possible, send off for your birth certificate, call the hospital you were born in, figure it out, okay? So, your rising sign shows how you move through the world, how people initially perceive you, how your chart is organized, and most importantly for this work, which signs rule houses in your life. That means your rising sign is the key to using astrology in a practical 3D everyday way. It is not just your vibe, it's your battle map, okay? Why the rising sign matters so much, this is where astrology starts becoming useful in real life. Your rising sign sets up the houses. The houses are the 12 areas of your life in your birth chart. Okay. So each house rules a different domain: your identity, your money, your communication, your home, creativity, your work, your relationships, your shadow work, your beliefs, your career, community, and the unconscious. So when a transit happens, and what I mean by that is a planet is moving through the sky and activating part of your chart, your rising sign helps you understand where that transit is happening for you. For example, if you're a Pisces rising like me, Aries rules your second house of money, self-worth, values, stability. So when major planets move through Aries, the cosmic pressure isn't random. It may show up through money, through confidence, pricing, survival fears, income, spending, or self worth. This does not mean you're doomed, okay? It means you know where to look, and that's the entire point. Astrology is not about panic. It's about pattern recognition, okay? Astrology is not fate. Let's be very clear. Your birth chart does not mean you have no free will. Otherwise, I wouldn't be teaching this, okay? Your chart does not mean you're trapped inside some celestial escape room while Saturn laughs behind a locked door, which is honestly how I felt for a long time. Your chart shows tendencies, themes, lessons, gifts, and timing. Those of you always getting tarot readings for timing, astrology, okay? Because astrology shows the weather. But you still decide whether you leave the house in flip flops during a thunderstorm, okay? This is why, literally why, I want to teach astrology as self defense because we can plan for it, we can plan ahead, okay? When you know your chart, you can stop saying, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what part of my chart is being activated? What pattern is this showing me? What response would actually protect my peace, my power, my money, my body, my heart, my future? What is the aligned move here? How can I help myself? This is how astrology becomes a tool and not a trap. Okay. So the first rule of cosmic self defense, know your map. Before we talk about retrogrades and eclipses and Saturn returns and Mars transits and Pluto spirals and Venusian lessons or why your ex suddenly crawls out of the emotional sewer during Mercury retrograde, we have to understand the basic structure of your chart. So you need to know your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, and eventually what houses each sign rules for you. We're going to go over all of this eventually, okay? But once you know all of that, the sky stops feeling random. You can start to notice, start to see the pattern. And once you see the pattern, you can fight back against the cosmos, not by controlling everything, not by becoming paranoid, not by blaming every minor inconvenience on Mercury, poor soul, but by becoming aware, prepared, strategic, and harder to spiritually ambush. I'm going to say that again. It becomes harder for the cosmos to spiritually ambush you. This is what this work is about, okay? Astrology was never meant to make you feel helpless. It was supposed to make you dangerous. Welcome to Cosmic Self Defense.